Back over North Yorkshire today and doing a walk we did last year that I really enjoyed. Did it for the first time. It's the woods underneath Roseberry Topping, and this time of the year is bluebell time. So we're going to walk around the bluebells. I'm also going to do a channel shout out and answer another couple of questions. So why not come along with us? So car park is just down there, and we're going to follow Mrs. Metalman, the woods there. If you want to go to the top of Roseberry Topping, that's one of the routes you take, and it's a steep one. And people are getting photographs of the bluebells, which I mean, it makes a nice photograph. Unfortunately, it doesn't do the bluebells any good, and I'm hoping to get over to the lakes about another week's time to see the bluebells at Ranadale Knots and have a climb up there. And unfortunately, because of that, people walking in amongst them, taking photographs, they've roped all the bluebells off, which doesn't make it look very good. And after a couple of minutes, it's nice to be able to walk on a path where it's all nice and quiet. And now we've got the gorgeous smell of wild garlic. Nice to see the yellow of the gorse bushes as well. So real contrast with the green of the woods, the blue of the bluebell, and the white of the wild garlic. The noise of the birds, fantastic. But while it is nice and quiet, it gives me an opportunity to answer one, or maybe it's two questions I'm going to answer today, because quite a few people have been asking. Lovely young lady whose channel is It Starts With a Step asked me, do I ever plan where I'm going to go, or do I just decide when I say maybe it's heading over the lakes what I'm going to do? Well, beforehand I always do sit down and plan exactly where I'm going to go. Things may happen that'll cause me to change my mind. If I'm going to go a long journey over the lakes, maybe it's the other side of the lakes, and all of a sudden I see something like Blencathra and think, sod it, I'll just do that instead. But normally I do plan before I go, and then whatever I plan I do. So we're dropping down out of the woods there now, crossing the railway line, and I tell you something, there's a few black ominous clouds there. It is forecast showers today, light showers. I'll tell you something, it doesn't look light up there. Anyway, fingers crossed it bypasses us. So I think we've gone a slightly different way this year than we did last year, but over there we can see the village of Great Ayton. So if you ever do this walk and you want to make it a loop walk, when you come to this gate here, if you turn around, which we didn't, you see the sign for the trail telling you to turn left. What we did, we walked straight down there, and so we've had to come back on ourselves. So this is the way that we should have gone. So if you find yourself crossing the railway lines, you've gone too far. So while Mrs. Metalman's having a little bit of a breather, maybe it's a good time to answer another question. Remember, if you want to ask anything, leave them in a comment. Got quite a few. From Paul from Wandering with Watto. He said, if you could walk with anybody, who would it be? Obviously Mrs. Metalman is the person I would always pick to go out with a walk with. It's always better if they were a fella YouTuber, because when I'm out filming there is a lot of standing about. There's a lot of me doing take after take after take. Fellow YouTubers understand that, and they're quite happy with it because they do the same themselves. And there's some walks I've done when I've got back, I've looked, and I've been out all day and my average pace is 1 mile an hour. So answer that question, always Mrs. Metalman. But always quite happy to meet up with a fellow YouTuber, do a collaboration, done quite a few, and male or female, Mrs. Metalman is very happy with me going out with anybody. So hopefully that's answered that. Any more, leave them in the comments. So that's where we are here. The path's going down. What we're going to do, we're going to climb up and then we're going to follow this here all the way back down. So Mrs. Metalman's leading the way. So that's where we'll come up from. If there's a bench to find, Mrs. Metalman will find it. There's a room for a small one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's only me, but some days I go out, I feel as though I can climb Everest. I've got so much energy. Other days I go out, I'm blown like anything, and today is one of those days. It is a bit of a steep pull up here, so about a third of the way up. I think we've got about 2/3 of the way still to go yet. Once I get up here, it's a nice straight path back into the woods, walking towards Roseberry Topping and back into the Bluebells. I think one last pull, I think, then we're at the top. Hallelujah. She's basted it. Yes. Nice kiss of the kiss and get. Mingled in with cow dung. Oh. So in 1736, the world-renowned explorer Captain James Cook moved to Great Ayton, and the job they got, a cottage would have been provided. And in this old photograph you can see 2 chimneys, Roseberry Topping in the background, and if you look where Mrs. Metalman is, we can see a cottage with 2 chimneys and Roseberry Topping in the background. So a nice bit of history on this walk, as well as the colour, the bluebells, the garlic, the yellow gorse and Roseberry Topping. They're behind the fence.
Oh no.
I don't know how the hell they've got there.
Oh no, but we can't help it. We've got to get some lesson on look.
So we've just followed the path just around the outskirts of the field, and when we get here, signpost there is a path going down there. The path we want is straight ahead. So years and years ago we did this walk, but we did it from Roseberry Top, and around the back of it we went up and round the Captain Cook's monument, and then we did a circle walk back. We started walking here, and when you're walking along here it looks like that you have no option but to go to the top of Roseberry Topping, which did not suit Mrs. Metalman. So what we did was we turned around, went back and went an even longer way around. But where you see the yellow gorse up there is a path, turn on the left there, which will take you back down into the woods. We know that now, but we didn't at the time. We'll get back to the car, we're going to go to Stokesley, our favourite fish and chip shop. So she's really looking forward to that. I must admit, I am as well. Lovely walk. A walk we were going to do last week with Paul and Kim from Wandering with a Watto, and I remember saying to Paul, yeah, it's just a flat walk. Yeah, you always look back with rose tinted glasses. To be honest, it's a lot longer. There's a few more ups and downs than I did remember. So maybe it's just as well you didn't do it, because we did intend to go somewhere afterwards as well. So it is nice to get back into the woods again. weekend while it's nice and quiet, I think I'll do me a channel shout out. I've been watching for a long time there now, and I was absolutely amazed last week when they hit 500 subscribers. Amazed because it should be 5,000 subscribers, not 500. In my opinion, the channel is that good. And two really nice people and all, and it's Pete and Shell from OB's Outdoors. I'll put a link down in the description. If you haven't already, please go over, give them a check out, give them a subscription. It's a channel that is so underwatched, it's unbelievable. So if you do go over there, I'll guarantee you'll enjoy it. So we're back to where we started again there now. So that was a really nice 4-mile loop. So we're heading to Stokesley now for a well-earned fish and chips, I think. So if you've watched the video all the way through, thank you very much. I always do appreciate it. And if you've enjoyed it, click on the like button. I really would appreciate that as well. I'll tell you something, it won't be too long before I'm back out again. Cheers. Bloody rain.
Oh, Mrs. Metalman's getting soaking.